Hello and welcome to the Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan. We are at the... Is the proper term penultimate? Or is the second
to last?
Second to last?
I'd say precipice.
Precipice?
Yeah.
I'm actually curious. I think penultimate usually is for like tournament rounds. Regardless, we're at the second to last of Gundam Unicorn.
Yes, indeed.
Oh man, this was a great episode.
I wanted to watch the last one immediately. So badly.
Because we'll get into that.
Right there.
Last but one in a series of things, second to last. Wait, what? Dictionary. Okay, Oxford, I think I'm confused. Last but one in a series of things, second last. Okay, I think I see what they're trying to say here.
Yeah.
It was weird. Anyways, penultimate. Yeah, second to last. Cool. Anyways, the tail end of this episode is really just gearing us up for
it's nothing but build up.
The final climax of this franchise, which makes sense. Edge. Yeah. We watched the whole episode, but we only needed the edge.
Exactly. God damn.
Yeah.
Dude. Can we talk about how 2 mobile suits just came in and crippled a carrier?
Oh, yeah. You mean right at the get-go?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So if you watched the previous episode, first of all, if you watched the previous episode with us, or you listened to the previous episode of this podcast about this, we talked about this big capital ship coming in and kind of trying to ruin our guy's day.
Right.
Our main characters, as they're all trying to exit Earth. And I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Full Frontal, our reincarnation of Char, comes up around and tries to, helps him out with his own prerogative in mind, right. what he's going to be doing.
Straight up saves their asses so he can drag them through the mud.
Exactly. But in the process of doing that, he ends up everyone is super nervous about seeing this capital ship come up. Everyone's a little bit like, oh my gosh.
Right.
The general level
after us.
Yeah. And then
it's a big ship too.
It's a big, nice ship.
One of the biggest in their fleet, I believe.
And Full Frontal makes short work of it. Makes it real quick.
With the utmost style and panache that you could expect.
Yeah. Super cool.
Like, he's just clowning.
He's
on these motherfuckers.
He's dancing around all these Gundam units, these Earth Federation units.
Right, bunch of Rezels, Jagans.
But may I say, he's not killing anybody.
Right.
So far, he's just like
a show of good faith.
Yeah. He is like, exactly. He's maiming all their suits, destroying limbs, definitely knocking out a whole bunch of head units.
Oh, yeah. But definitely not aiming for the cockpit.
Exactly. On purpose, it feels like. And in the process of that, he flips around and puts this underbarrel missile launcher on his weapon and fires off like one good shot. I think 2 good shots right at the beginning, and blasts them or whatever, and then they start firing a bunch of rockets at him.
Yeah.
And he has this mobile suit in his grasp, and he just shoves his shield through the back side of it and its shoulder and its headpiece. And as he's dodging all these missiles and stuff or whatever, he does this super flawless. He puts his feet on the chest of the mobile suit, pushing it off of his sword shield,
right,
and does
as a springboard.
Yeah, exactly. A springboard is a very acrobatic style backflip, and it is the Sananju. It just looks like it's effortlessly floating through space,
right.
As if he's some sort of acrobatic master.
Yeah, a gymnast.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's something out of an action movie,
right?
slow motion doing a backflip, and there's just like these missiles flying past him, exploding, and it's just
These would be the money shots in some kind of fucking advertisement.
Oh yeah, you too could be as agile as the Sanhanju if you take this or whatever.
Right.
But then right after all that sequence happens, he like blows off like 4 more shots, whatever. Like really not destroying the ship, but like
crippling it.
Right. They are at least 6 or so direct hits from a few rockets deep.
Right. More than like, a few repairs.
Yeah, and they're like, oh shit. So they turn tail and run.
Of course.
Which starts the beginning sequence for this episode. Where now a bunch of Neo Zeon forces as well as full frontal are all in the ship. That's are they in the Callum? The rock Callum? Or which one are they in?
I believe it's the Argama, isn't it?
Argama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dale Argama. I was confused.
Yeah, they board the ship and begin their occupation. Working as now a quote-unquote joint front in order to get to the box. Of course, it's all a facade. Neo Zeon doesn't give a shit.
No, of course not.
But, yeah, tensions are high.
Yeah.
Tempers flare.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But
whenever you're, like, all locked inside tight quarters with
people you hate.
Your arch nemesis.
Exactly.
Nemesis. They're all just around, vibing,
shooting you mean looks.
Yeah.
Glares abound,
and I can't blame them. Like the Neo Zeon forces are definitely like looking around. They're just kind of like free roaming. Like it's not like they're like secluded to an area. They're just
going wherever they want.
Right, and it's kind of like, hey, buddy. Like I don't.
Right. Yeah.
Like I appreciate the help, but like,
fuck you.
You're on our turf. At least show some damn respect.
Yeah.
But anyways,
don't think I'm going to look the other way after you've killed several of my buddies.
It's just cool to walk around on my freaking hangar bay.
Exactly.
Oh, there's this lovely scene where this like engineer type guy is like kind of moving from screen left, kind of minding his own business, and this Zeon guy is moving from screen right towards him, and he ends up getting close to him and like kind of giving like this like ugh, like look at him, and the guy right. the guy just stops and is like, oh, what? And then of course like this young guy's like floating around him like, oh
no, they're both like super fucking pissed.
You're right, but at a certain point like it really feels like the Earth Federation guy's just trying to do his job while the Zeon guy's like floating around him like, hey,
you got a problem? You're gonna
like,
do it,
bro. You're in I work here. I don't know who you are, but like I'm supposed to be here.
Right.
You're kind of like all up in my business right now, and you're acting like I am interfering with something you're doing. You could go home.
Right.
So yeah, that's the tensions that are going on right now. And at this moment, I get a weird feeling from Minerva. Like she goes, this whole series, I've kind of been like, I don't know where she lies on the spectrum. Like I feel like I do, but then sometimes I'm like, she does. I could be misinterpreting what's happening because of like lost in translation type stuff. You know how I am with that sort of things. But like I feel like she's kind of been like, here and there with Benager for a while. And then of course, ever since the previous episode where like he saves her and there's like this whole connection. At the beginning of this episode, it feel like there is a feeling of like mutual understanding.
Yeah. They have a little heart to heart.
Right.
And Benager decides to reveal the final set of coordinates to her.
Right. And I'm like, to be honest, she's been like your friend this whole time, but she's been a little bit burdened by decision, is what it feels like.
Obligations.
Burdened by obligation, I guess is a better way to put that. So I can't blame her, but then like
at this point, she's thinking of him,
right,
and how this information is weighing on him,
right,
rather than letting him crack under the pressure of trying to keep it secret from the enemy.
Right,
she brings it out in the open. Just so he doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
Right, but I get why.
Right.
But then at that point, it really, I mean, I don't know if I don't know. It just feels a little bit of I think it's also because I don't know if that was I don't know. I just don't know if that was the right call. Like, I don't know if that was. I could be wrong, but it's like because at that point now, like, there's a mad dash to figure out where the box is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying it was the bad decision,
right?
But it's like she made the call and like just told everyone on the deck,
at
a certain point of the episode. And I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And I think it's also because I get the feeling that Banagher was like, I
mean, of course he was upset,
right?
Like he still wanted to keep it to himself,
right,
between them. But yeah.
So again, I'm not by no means am I upset with her. Like
right.
I get it. Like I know her position. I know where she's at.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some like it's sometimes in those moments where I'm like, are you still like playing our side? It's because the whole time, obviously I know she's playing her own side. She is the descendant of the Zabi family, which is like the Neo-Zeon, the Zeon remnant forces is kind of like their whole
right.
Their whole
like she's still
foundation.
Willing to play that figurehead. However, as far as alignment goes and the decision they end up making with the box, is she's completely aligned with Banagher.
Exactly, and so that's that. And that's for me is where it's been a little weird because I'm like because she says it so matter of factly and so coldly. Sometimes it's like, are you saying that you care or you don't?
You're just lining up all the chips.
Right. I get it. I'm not
all
saying
the info from
I'm not saying she's wrong.
She
I just sometimes I'm just like I kind of sussing me out a little bit.
It's fine. Trust the process.
Trust the process. But what I will say, and maybe this is a tell for me, like in the process of hearing the whole spiel from Full Frontal,
the side co-prosperity sphere,
right?
Members only.
Yeah.
Is basically what his plan is.
But that's gonna put the space noids, the people that live in space,
right?
It's gonna keep them separate from Earth, right?
Yes.
And see, like this may be bad,
yes.
But I'm like, but I don't think I'm fully seeing what's wrong with that idea. I could be wrong. Like there could be something more nefarious at play. But like, if that's all they want, then like now I'm not saying that like they're not going to come back, and I think what Maneva says at one point is like they're gonna after you like you have some time to collect up your energy and stuff that you can come back and strike harder or whatever. And I get that, but then I'm like, but I don't know. It kind of feels like, for me, it almost feels like independence of a country kind of thing. If like the country wants independence and they're fighting for independence, then like just let them have it. But
first and foremost, that's what's at the front of this.
Right.
Like that's the whole idea. That's been the idea since the 1 year war broke out.
Right. Exactly.
Now it's been derailed more than a few times. People have used it for other excuses as far as like conflicts go. But the main thing is he's going to declare their independence and then build up that co-prosperity sphere with all of the other colonies and make it a Spacenoid exclusive economic body and negate any benefits to the Earth.
Okay.
Because of the way the economy is set up now, resources and manpower, just about everything that people depend on to survive on Earth is based in the colonies.
Really?
Aside from like production on Earth itself, I think it's been reduced to mainly like a tourist attraction is what it feels like.
Interesting.
I'm sure there are still a few facilities like farms, power plants, shit like that on the planet itself, but not nearly as many as they had to use before everybody started moving out into space.
Interesting.
All that processing became external as opposed to planet side.
Yeah.
So what Frontal's doing is going to cut them off entirely.
Wow.
So they'll have to revert a bit and build up a bit more.
I see what you mean now. Okay, I see.
As opposed to being as nice and cush as it has been.
Right. I thought that they were both like fully independent, like fully functioning independent.
Oh no.
That when if he was to declare independence in some way, it would be like that's fine. The Earth is working on its own anyways.
Right.
Like that's
go
what
ahead.
Right. Exactly. And you're going to go ahead, but no. I see now. If there is a predetermined I don't want to say allyship. I guess like some sort of like predetermined, trade agreement or something like that that makes a little more sense in a way.
It's a bit more entangled than you would think at first.
And I figured that's what it was. Whenever I was hearing his spiel, I was like, I know that he's
going into a lot of detail about this.
But not only that, it's for me, like, also, I was like, obviously, I like his character.
Me in the corner. Man, that sure is interesting, but I sure don't care.
But for me, it's more so, like, I think he's a cool character, like, as far as, like, looks and things like that.
Yeah.
And also his suit is amazing.
Oh, of course.
The Sananju. But I didn't want that to interfere with what was happening.
Right. Because I was boil it down, it's just like Minerva says. It's like, man, that is some petty shit.
Exactly. And that was what I was I was making sure I didn't lose, because I was like, because some of what he was saying, I was like, I'm not totally against it, and I know I probably should be. Right. So I'm like, there is obviously something that I'm not understanding here, right? Because I feel like there's a lot more at play here, because the way he's making it sounds like a politician, and I'm like, you know what? Doesn't sound that bad. Let's do it. Right. And I mean, like, but then you're like,
that's how he gets you.
Exactly. But then before you know it, you're gonna be putting a lot of people out of food and housing. And like, I see the dilemma here.
You're going to basically set aside an entire group of people to starve.
Oh yeah. Exactly. I'm just gonna basically make the
die
earth
out.
Just make the earth starve. So
I'm not quite as drastic as dropping a meteor on there, but hey. That one doesn't really work.
You know, some decisions are more black and white, and that was definitely one on the darker side of the spectrum of not a good, not a good decision. That one was. That's a little bit more like, oh, I understand why that was bad.
Right. That's pretty cut and dry as far as like
right.
the moral of the situation goes.
Yeah. We'll just pretty this one up with words and make it sound all nice, and I'll be like, maybe not so bad.
The end result will be worth it. Just let me drop this big ass rock, okay?
Wait, I don't think I signed up.
It's just a rock. It's just a rock. Don't look. You don't even have to look.
Yeah. I love that. But anyways, so there, like we said before, tensions are rising. There are members of the Earth Federation team on the ship that are
absolutely not having.
I don't want to say, would you say picketing? They're protesting in a way. They're sitting down in an area being like, I ain't moving. I ain't getting back to work. I ain't doing all this shit with all these people messing up all my nonsense.
Right.
And give me mean looks while I'm working. And again, justifiable. Totally understand.
It's a pretty oppressive work environment.
Right.
Not gonna get much done that way.
Yeah, exactly. And then while all that's happening, tensions are rising. Weapons are drawn.
Motherfucking Angelo.
Oh my God. Gross.
Pompous purple prick.
Pompous purple prick. That's great.
That's what he is.
You're right. And that's why I laugh, because it is not inaccurate.
Yeah. I couldn't think of a more accurate descriptor.
Oh, yeah. But I love how in this sequence right here, there is increasing levels of rank showing up, where like a higher ranked Earth Federation guy comes up and he's like, hey guys, what's going on? They're like, oh, finally. And then there's like a higher ranked person with Sion comes in. He's like, oh, finally, someone's able to. And then before you know it, Minerva walks in. He's like, oh,
stop.
Yeah, right. Who is going to come in here to finally break all this shit up?
Exactly.
And then I feel like, am I right in saying that those people that weren't in uniform, like the kind of younger people, are they working on the ship? Or are they just civilians?
They are technically still civilians. They're just making themselves useful.
Okay.
Taking on these jobs, helping out with engineering, stuff like that.
I just thought it was interesting in this context that like there are some civilians in the mix with the Earth Federation and the Neo-Zeon forces, and you got people with rank start showing up and like saying some things. And I was like, I love how a little nonchalant people are with just like being able to speak here, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure in the real world, if like all of a sudden like a guy with rank shows up and you start trying to mouth off, he'd be like,
keep your mouth shut.
I'm pretty sure you don't have the room to speak here.
Exactly.
And that's what I thought was, I mean, I know this is obviously a show and I don't think that it's all like that, but you know, there's a few people that walk up in there that
just command a certain amount of respect.
Yeah. And I just love how there's these civvies that walk up and like, oh, they have shit to say, and I'm like, who are you?
Now, see, that's different because it is like a member of the enemy faction. At that point, you just say whatever the fuck you want.
You're right. But what I'm saying still is like I think that there was other. I could be wrong, but I think there was some. Anyways, doesn't matter. I just thought it was funny that I felt like we're in an open forum with with military people of both sides, and I'm like,
everybody's hopping in the fucking group chat.
There has got to be some structure here.
Exactly.
Someone's got to come in and shut these motherfuckers up, and I feel like it didn't happen.
Yeah, leave it to the small girl.
Exactly, you're right. The princess
wearing the cape. How about that fucking cape?
Oh, super cool, dude.
Minerva got dripped out.
Yeah, she got a cool. Like she put on her formal getup. I feel like
the regal attire,
representing the colors.
Yes, indeed.
So, oh man,
she ain't shying away from it. Like damn.
Yeah.
But
anyway, like the captain ends up like chiming in, being like, "Hey, like we're gonna be
shit sucks. I know, but you just gotta grit your teeth and bear it for now. Okay,
right? Exactly.
Nothing we can do about it.
Everybody, chill out
until."
Well,
so after the situation in the engine room is cleared out, I believe the order of events was that
directly after what we just talked about, where they had this whole back and forth happening, is whenever Full Frontal was on the bridge and he gave that whole spiel I was talking about, not being 100% against. And Minerva is like putting over the intercom like to all the crews of both factions of the ship,
idea.
Right? What the intentions are, and then after that conversation ends out, that's whenever Benager kind of like chimes in a little bit, and Minerva ends up dropping the coordinates for that last for where the Laplace's box is, like the specific coordinates, because at that time they had moved towards like the sector that it was in, but still didn't know the exact location. And so after that, whenever everything transitions out, like obviously now it kind of feels like a little bit of a mad dash, because now everybody, or at least everyone on the bridge knows.
I think one of my favorite parts of that exchange is whenever Benager points out Frontal's way of speaking about his ideas and his plans.
Exactly.
It's almost like he sees himself as separate from the entire ordeal.
Right.
And is just there. Which puts into perspective how like far gone his mental state is in lieu of like this leader persona that he's been settled with.
If he's even human.
Right. Because whenever you meet him the first time and he has that little talk with Benager about the box and all that shit, at first you may think that whole vessel spiel is just like a figure of speech. Like it's like, I'm a leader. I embody the hopes of and ideals of my people. But then he keeps iterating on that. Like he keeps bringing it up. And
he just keeps doubling down.
Oh, he doesn't even see himself as a person anymore. He's just a vessel now.
Yeah, he's just the ideal.
Whatever that means.
Right.
But
and I think it's in this time too where we get this lovely moment with Zinnerman again and Merida. I could be wrong with where this is placing, but I think it's right around here in this episode where Merida is in the medical bay and she's still kind of, resting.
Right.
And what's the other guy's name? I don't think I remember what his name was.
The pilot?
The blonde-haired guy next to Zinnerman. I can't remember his name, but he's part of the crew.
Say it's Flast.
Flast, okay.
Yeah.
He comes in and Zinnerman's obviously like beside the bed, with Merida, just kind of being there for her. And I don't think I got everything that Flast was saying, but
he basically comes in asking what the plan is from here on out.
Yeah.
And informs him that the Grand Share has been destroyed.
Yeah.
And you're just reminiscing on how it was a place where he felt like everything fit into place real nice. He was finally getting a hand on the ship's controls.
Yes.
Where he'd be able to take Gilboa's place. And then he mentions Merida.
Yeah.
Asks him how long it's been since he rescued her from that cesspool, wherever the fuck they found her. And he was going to say, at this point, she means just about more than our own actual and then he stops himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the part that I got. I got a little bit what he was saying about talking about the ship a little bit, but more specifically, I think he was about to chime in saying like he cares more for her than
their own families.
Yeah. And then, but then he stops himself, and I made the joke. I was like, "Watch your mouth, buddy."
Like, that is his.
You better slow up, buddy. Yeah. And then we get this flashback that, oh man, it cuts deep. Where it's it's like that hazy vision. You could tell it's a dream kind of thing,
right?
Where we see what is assumed to be Zinnerman's wife, significant other, with his daughter, and of course, a few feet in front of him. And as most children do when they run to see a parent they love, like they're coming, running in to go get picked up or go get hugged or whatever. And then right as she gets to Zinnerman, she like disappears, and he's just like standing there. Right, or he's still sitting there, and it's like this really powerful moment where he's like.
The more he dwells on it, and the more he comes to terms with the fact that she is now a surrogate for his daughter, and now is his daughter.
Yeah.
The more he realizes, like, man, I'm just fucking tired of this shit.
Yeah.
I can't fight anymore.
Yeah, but he's also like what's most important is the fact that you're alive.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're alive
all that matters.
And you're here. That's all that matters. And it's like, oh man, that hits deep. That's hard. That. Did we get a specific? I'm assuming I hesitate that how do you word this properly? I hesitate to assume that I know how his daughter dies, but I'm assuming that it has to be with some Federation stuff, I guess.
Yeah, they explain in the episode where he and Benaja are crossing the desert.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
He
yes,
tells them
yes.
about that town that the Earth Feds raised. In response to the colony drop, and how his family was there as well.
Damn.
Of course, he didn't say that. Flast mentioned that to him.
Yeah,
but
I forgot about that. Damn. That's okay. I assumed I knew it, but I didn't want to. Yeah, that can really breed some hatred in a man.
It's a little rough.
Yikes, man! Golly, that is a hard pill to swallow. But then shortly after this, we start to get a sequence of events where there's a coup being staged.
Right.
Between either side, I think.
A few of the engineering hands are gathering weapons in order to force the Neo-Zeon off the ship.
Yeah.
However, they are found out and unfortunately taken hostage. Now, if only to make matters worse, a little patrol ship for the Earth Federation comes upon the Argama.
Yeah.
And is like, hey, what's going on? You've got three Neo-Zeon capital ships surrounding you. Are you okay? What's going on?
Yeah.
So the captain is, of course, hesitant to divulge the situation. Because,
yeah, because we can't just openly say, yeah, they're on board. We're just chilling.
Exactly. It's complicated. So Angelo comes up to the bridge and he's just like, shoot that guy.
He's like, no.
Right. It's like, oh, no? Okay, well, then you won't mind if I shoot a couple of these civilians and your engineering staff, eh?
Yeah.
Now, the captain, stubborn bastard that he is like,
course.
oh, go ahead and try it. I'll tear your fucking head off. Angelo is stunned.
Oh,
taken aback.
Purple princess over here is friggin'. I mean, he gets his pants
just
in a
can't
twist.
comprehend it.
No, he doesn't like getting told no. Even he doesn't like people talking back to him on a good day. And the fact that the captain's like, no, he's like,
excuse me.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
am I right? Am I right in that the people hiding in the vents was that like a surprise attack on the surprise attack? Or was that like the?
I mean,
because
sort of,
because
I mean the Echoes group members, including Conroy, were already like getting ready to enact the removal of the Neo-Zeon crew members,
right?
After Takia told them about what was going on.
Okay,
so they were just already like good to go.
I see.
And as soon as he heard the captain deny Angelo's request, he was like, okay, that's our cue.
Yeah.
So they just start taking him out left and right.
For a second there,
each quadrant of the ship. And Angelo is, again, stunned.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, twice over. Twice baked stunned.
Exactly. Stun locked, if you would.
the thing is, the thing that confused me was, I was like, I thought that the group of civilians and like the other people that were like staging the coup in a way that got found out by the Zeon, I thought that was like a surprise attack on them. That like, surprise! Like now there's like you're in a situation where you have to make a decision because there's a ship coming up. Wait, and then the surprise attack on top of the surprise attack was, actually I had people hiding in the vents the whole time.
You've activated my trap card.
Yeah, exactly. This was all a clever ploy,
right,
to get you to to show your hands. That way we could attack you. But I think I understand what's happening now, actually, and I think that the people were all. They were already staged to begin with. So that makes more sense, obviously. But when I was watching it, I was like, yo, I have you surrounded. No, actually, I have you surrounded.
Right.
Actually. That's what I thought it was for a second. Because they come in quick action. The vent in that room where the hostages are, and they're being surrounded by a bunch of Neo Zeon. The vent gates open up, and a couple of smoke grenades come out, and people get, the shit knocked out of them.
Yeah.
They're all unconscious, floating
Detained.
in space. And it's like, but dude, I love one of the most powerful things that I feel like has been said in this series. There's been like a handful of them.
Yeah.
But is whenever the captain truly has enough, and he's like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
He's like,
You can go straight to hell.
Oh yeah,
people aren't even soldiers.
I'm pretty sure he says, you guys are not soldiers. You guys are terrorists, and I do not make.
I don't negotiate.
With terrorists.
Right.
I was like, oh shit, that's
fucked.
Good, dude. Get reamed, man. So that was good.
Yeah. Thankfully, after that, there are very few casualties, if any.
Right.
As fighting breaks out across the ship. The height of it comes to the hangar bay where all the mobile suits are staged. As Benager is trying to make it back to the Unicorn, Frontal intercepts him.
Has been waiting for him.
Bashes his head against the cockpit.
Yeah.
And starts having another little chat. And he's like, "What's your deal, man? You've heard my reasons for doing this.
Yeah.
Now I'll tell you what. Let me just hear your side of this. What would you do if you got the box? Why don't you tell me?
What you tell me what you do?
What would you use it for, and who? Yeah. And he just snaps back with everybody. Not for any particular faction or group, for everyone.
Right. I would kill everyone.
Okay, who the fuck is everyone? If you truly mean to embody the ideals of every single fucking person, why don't you take the road I did? Become a vessel like me.
No.
Delve into the depths of madness and then come out the other end a new being. It almost looks as though after like divulging a bit more about his family and how he was conditioned to become a pseudo like cyber new type in a way.
Yeah.
He's like shaking a bit. It almost looks like he's about to buy into it and accept what he's saying. Until we get the motherfucking best lady in the goddamn ship.
Super cool.
Yes. Bringing him back, telling him to keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
And don't believe him.
Marito.
Mm-hmm. Who has Minerva in the cockpit.
Yeah, she does.
Like right next to her, by the way.
It's super cool because like it really kind of parallels what happened in the previous episode where like he really helped her out like and was like really trying to fight for her in so many ways. And now she's coming back being like, nah, dude, you got this. Come on. It's like, hell yeah.
Don't even worry about it.
Feels good.
And this is after that heart-to-heart they
had. They had a great heart-to-heart conversation. Well, before we continue with this, though, I have a sneaking suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
There's a conversation that is had before all these sequences are happening with Full Frontal, and I think it's with our purple guy, or was it with somebody else? Where he's like talking about it's on the cockpit whenever he's talking about the warm light
Oh yeah,
talking about, and then we see all those like flashback clips of
Char's
counterattack. And it makes me think that like he references the fact that did he experienced that before,
right?
And I'm like, okay, well, wait a minute.
I might believe that if it was Char saying so,
right? And that's what got me. That's what got me. That's what got me fricked up right now. Yeah. Is like I don't understand. I don't understand that.
Yeah. Who knows?
I feel like I had an understanding of who Full Frontal was, but now I don't.
Yeah. It's a little.
Now it's getting a little messy,
right?
Because then after that is when I think this is the other conversation that I'm thinking of when he's talking about. It may have been with Zinnerman. He's talking about the fact that if Char was even still alive, who's to say he's even fully human anymore? And then it's like, okay, wait a minute.
Okay.
So now I feel like I'm connecting pieces together. That I'm like maybe Full Frontal is like Merida, as like some sort of like cyberized new version of Char. From the remains of his person.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, bruh, this changes my whole idea of what Full Frontal is now, and I'm a little confused. Because I think I asked you this in the first few episodes of this show, that the voice actor is the same voice actor as Char from previous iterations of the show, which I'm like, that's a cool little, outside universe knowledge.
Right.
But when you start digging down a little bit, and you're like, wait,
is it really just fucking Char?
I don't. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but I feel like if you're gonna put enough Easter eggs, or if you're gonna put enough breadcrumbs around here for me to try and follow, I'm gonna start looking.
Yeah.
So that's what it feels like. I haven't really put much thought into it because obviously he doesn't really show up a whole lot. He shows up sparingly.
Right. The tail end of the series is where we see the most of him.
Of course, yeah.
But besides that, I mean, it's just
So, anyways, I was a little tripped up. I was like, wait a minute. There's not one but
wait a second.
There's not one but two references to you like potentially either being Char or knowing something about what happened to Char. I'm like, okay, now wait.
Right. Something's gotta give here.
Then it makes me think, well, where's Amuro? Is there any remains left of Amuro? Or is he gone?
He's gone. Dead.
But do we know that though?
Yes.
Or is he just
he's confirmed dead.
Really?
Yes.
Has he just retired away to Hawaii like Elvis did whenever he died?
As nice as that would be,
no.
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
His spirit remains as a constant observer of how humanity progresses as a species.
Really? Okay. So he's like a confirmed dead.
Yeah.
But we don't get that for Char though.
No. Until.
Uh-oh.
But we'll touch on that on the last one.
Yeah, we'll touch on that later.
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, so as we're continuing with this, the Merida shows up.
Angelo's slowly making his way towards the unicorn.
God, this freaking...
To try and get the captain.
This is frustrating, dude.
And then thankfully Merida is able to restrain him. Just pin him on the floor.
I mean, full curb stomp.
Oh, yeah.
On the chest, the cockpit.
Imagine someone just straight up stomping on your sternum.
Right.
That's about what's going on right now.
Try and jostle around and just get the heel.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm just going to stay right here.
Yeah. So, right now, they're just trying to get the situation under control. Benager's able to break free from Frontal, after which he escapes, makes it to Angelo. But man, holy shit, this entire exchange between Benager and Angelo is like, it's one-sided.
Oh, yeah.
You get Angelo's stubborn refusal to accept anything different.
Yeah.
As opposed, like, he's all in on Frontal's ideas. And
he feels truly brainwashed.
Exactly. Benager is trying to make him see, like, there are more options than just this. We can figure something out. And it's at this point that Zinnerman tells Marita to open her cockpit.
I forgot. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, he's able to give Angelo an opening to straight up point his beam cannons at the cockpit.
And he's warmed them up. So you can see these, they're all green and bright, and you're just
they're currently being irradiated.
Yeah. And they're just pointing at you. Raw, just right there. Nothing, no barrier.
Yeah, that's cancer right there.
And there's Marita and
taking a few years off your lifespan.
Maneva and Marita are just sitting there oh shit.
Right. So of course Maneva is just unable to accept that Zinnerman is still trapped by the past. Yeah. Of course, it's not something he can let go of easily.
No.
He's on the verge of another breakdown. And then we hear Marita call him father.
Damn.
And the dude's frozen.
Well, because at this point, because of, I think we talked about this in the previous episodes, because of the fact that she is a cyberized human in a way, she's conditioned to kind of follow this master slave role thing where she takes orders from the person that is considered her master.
Right.
And even though they have had a father-daughter relationship, there's still this hard-coded thing in there. So whenever he commands her to do something, it's like a flip of a switch where that kind of is how that operates. So she opens the cockpit, but I think because of her going back and forth between being brainwashed and not, I think I think she has more freedom now than she has. And so, Zinnerman's really on the edge right there. And then whenever she does end up,
she asks him,
she calls out to, the first time she calls out to him in that moment, she just says father, and he's like, what?
And she just says, won't you let me have my way just this once?
Oh, and at that point it's oh man.
And then he says, this is my last order to you.
Yeah.
Follow your heart.
Damn.
And then she fucking beats Angelo into the wall.
She closes the cockpit and proceeds to whoop ass. Dude, and it's oh man.
Yeah.
What a touching moment. And at that point you can just see it in the character of Zinnerman. He just he sits back. He finally has a chance to sit back. It just feels relieving in a way.
Yeah.
I think he's still nervous, but I think the character finally has
let it be. It is a little bird out of the cage.
Yep. And just trust that she's going to do the right thing.
And
that's hard.
Yeah.
From a man that has lost his daughter.
Right.
And then potentially almost lost his,
new daughter.
His new daughter in the form of Marita. That's, bruh.
Yeah.
That if there has been a character that has gone through some tough times in this series, it was Zinnerman.
Definitely.
There's obviously other people there, but for me, the one that has touched my heart the most is to really see all that transpire again has been heartwarming and also very
easily one of my favorite characters.
It's hard. Yeah. But Marita has a really cool character. And so I'm excited to see what's about to play out. But
so after that happens, Angelo immediately takes aim
flees.
at Zinnerman.
Yeah.
After which Benager is able to step in.
Oh, yeah, this is before he flees. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
As soon as he's in the cockpit, NTD just activates. Just immediately, on
he
startup.
turns it on and it's already transforming. And it's oh, damn.
It's got the slow-mo, fucking activation sequence. He's got the monologue going. Yeah. He's like, you done fucked up now. Let me show you why you're so stupid.
Yeah.
So, initially, he's able to grab the wires for Angelo's beam bit.
Yeah.
And we got a psychomu neural pathway opening up.
Right.
So they're just trying to bring him around hey man, we
you
need you to understand what the deal is, okay?
Right.
Unfortunately, Frontal's able to snap him out of it, and they escape.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poopy.
Shit on that.
Right. Oh man. But
it's crazy.
from then on, it's a race to the box.
Right.
To see who gets there first. Now, as everyone's getting all prepped and ready, Zinnerman decides to throw his lot in with the Argama. And
yeah.
we get to see all their suits being coated with like these differentiating like stripes, so they know that they're not they're on their side as opposed to just
another Zeon suit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is easily one of my favorite instances of two previous like conflicting sides coming together for a common goal.
I like that.
I fucking love the idea of Zeonic suits working alongside Fetty ones in
Super
tandem.
Cool. So, and that was my next question that I don't think we fully got answered, at least not at the end of this episode, is that all those Zeon forces that were in the ship when they fled, are they still there, or did some of them transfer over?
Some of them were taken prisoner. Okay. All of Zinnerman's crew is now working with them. But yeah, that's about it.
That's cool, dude.
Mm-hmm.
How cool.
Yeah. I cannot wait for the next fucking episode. I know.
So basically, we also get the first look at the full armor unicorn Gundam.
Oh yes, this thing
beautiful
has 3 Gatling shields.
Yep,
2 rocket launchers, several missile launchers. It's decked out.
Oh yeah, it's got everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you can need.
Yeah.
And then in a true, like a really, I don't even understand the full reason why. I mean, I do a little bit. Better yet, here, let me collect my feelings and my thoughts into better words. I don't know why I love this so much, but I believe I do.
Mm-hmm.
They put these massive rocket canisters, 2 of them, on the back of the unicorn Gundam. And I'm like, why would you need that? I'm like, okay, you're obviously going from like a long distance away.
Right, especially after what happened last time.
Yes.
After the unicorn expended its entire supply of fuel.
Yes.
Then again, I don't think it's going to be towing any more ships anytime soon.
Well, let's hope not. But
just got to give it that extra kick.
I don't know why I love this so much. And then the more I think about it, I'm like, I think I do, though.
You know exactly why.
I know exactly why. Because I love a good, mad dash. I love jets taking off. I love that. And I think I realized that whenever we watched the White Glint in Armored Core 4 Answer, that the same sort of thing happens. Where this white beautiful suit is
wired and strapped as shit,
strapped, fully loaded
with the most ridiculous overt booster you have ever seen.
And of course they're trying to in the mission for the White Glint. Let me, if I may, please let me open with this
side tangent begin.
Exactly. In the mission, you were trying to get to the Spirit of Mother Will, which is this big
arms fort,
this fortress that can move, and it has long ranged weapons, and nothing can get close to it without being killed or exploded or whatever. But if you're fast enough and you're agile enough, you can get close enough to it to where its long-range weapons won't be effective, and its short-range weapons won't be that effective either until you get close enough to make it work.
You just got to hope you can deal with its entire accompaniment of MTs.
Right. And so, in the mission, you get strapped fully laden with rockets, and you blast at breakneck speeds. And, man, it's just so cool. I love shit going fast.
Beautiful.
I love it. And so and it's amazing. And if you ever get the chance to watch the opening trailer for Armored Core 4 Answer, you get to see a cinematic version of the mission you play. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Truly beautiful. And in very similar fashion, a nice little reference from one to the other. I don't know. The Gundam Unicorn is fully armored with all these rockets and machine guns and everything, and it's like, oh,
everything
hell
it
yeah!
Could possibly
and
need.
Then you get the rocket strapped on it, and he just blasts off. I'm like, hell yeah, dude! I'm about this.
Yes.
And so yeah,
gorgeous piece of work.
It's great. So, anyways, I'm excited for the next episode because
you know what we didn't touch on?
What's that?
Riddy. And the Banshee.
Well, he's far gone.
Yeah, fuck you, Riddy.
Yeah, frick you, Riddy. We get a little reference to him actually like being able like piloting the Banshee and like I guess getting it back to base or something, or getting it back to his family.
Undertaking the operation to kill the unicorn.
Yeah. But like you really get to see the change in his character. And it's been a while since I've watched this, but I thought that this sequence happened earlier and that there was like a longer struggle with the unicorn and the Banshee. But
that's going to be next episode.
Right. But I thought that what I'm saying was that like I thought
all that happened already.
Yeah, I thought all that. I thought that it would have happened by now, and then their like conflict between each other would have prolonged even longer.
Oh,
but I think I'm seeing now that like that was that my timeline in my head was all mixed up because like now we get to see the ensign Riddy that I knew, who's got the bags under his eyes and is not as chipper or happy anymore.
Yeah,
and is definitely
straight up Deutsch bag.
Yeah.
Don't worry, but I was just gonna set him straight.
Well, here we go.
Not without some difficulty, but hey,
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, and then of course we also, I don't fully remember what happens in the end. I don't remember what happens in the end with the Sinanju and what happens. So this is going to be kind of a surprise because it's been long enough where I feel like I have like a suppressed.
That's going to be a hell of a refresher.
I do think I have like a suppressed memory of what is going to happen, but I think I'm confusing like charge counterattack and other things.
Oh, okay.
Because I've seen a lot of Gundam since since we watched Unicorn the first time. So I'm just want to make sure that I'm buckled in and ready because I don't think I'm ready yet.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine. A little to touch on this a little bit. We have one more episode of Gundam Unicorn before we finish out this series, and I'm excited. It'll be a little bittersweet. I'm excited, but I'll also be kind of sad that it's over. We'll just to find another little mini series like this to do again because this was kind of fun.
That's gonna be anything but mini. We're gonna have to do a one and done for that.
Yeah. I also wanted to touch on the fact that we're gonna have a year-end episode, and that year-end episode, we've done this sort of thing before in the past, where we have a year-end episode where we do like a little review of what's going on. Sometimes I think that's varied between what time of year that is. Sometimes it's the first time of the year. Sometimes it's the tail end of the year, I think. But for this year, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the game plan is. I don't know the dates. This show comes out every Friday. As you are listening to this, next Friday will be the last Gundam Unicorn episode. Then after that, we're going to do a year-end review. I don't know who all is going to be on that because I haven't gotten a confirmation on who's going to be on that one. But we're going to talk about the games that have released this past year. There has been a lot of games that have released, a lot of them being super good.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not going to go into a deep dive of all of them, but I want to at least touch on all of them, potentially play some of them. Or touch on that or whatever. And then maybe in the next next year, have a full episode where we kind of deep dive into those games. Because like there has been a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That has
a ton of stuff
released in 2023. I made the joke that because everyone was going through the pandemic in 2020, that the following years where no one could like fully be together or was like in like weird work environment because of like working from home and everything. I think in the past year or two things have gotten a little bit back to normal, and I think that everyone has been like hitting the ground running in the past couple the past like 2 years or so.
Right.
Is what it feels like. I could be very wrong, but I think that's what's happening in the games industry right now. I feel like is like the world has gotten back to normal a little bit.
Yeah.
And then now, like, everyone's like, all right, we got to just, like, now.
Right, get back to making some good shit, please.
Either, like, because they have to, or because I think more so is that people want to.
Good.
I think people are excited about it because, again, we've got some great games that came out, some of which I've been working on for a while. But I think that, like, I just think that now that the world has, like, gotten back to normal a little bit, that people have, like, really just doubled down. It's like, let's go ahead and just, like, make this game good.
Yeah.
Is what it feels like.
I hope that's the case.
I hope that's the case. I hope no one's... I don't like the fact that people are, like, forced to make games, and it just feels... I don't like that at all. I like when people are passionate about making art and passionate about making things.
Yeah.
But that's a topic for another day. Last but not least, excuse me. Got a little hiccup.
Don't die. Last
but not least, the Friday after that, the first Friday of the new year. Again, I don't know. Oh, wait. I can actually pull it over here.
All right. Take a look at the calendar.
Let's take a look at the numbers here. Friday, January 5th, we're going to have, I think this is the 4th annual Hyans Awards, where I know that's...
I don't even remember. I remember one.
I remember. Yeah.
That's about it.
I don't remember what 2 is. It's been a while. Oh, again,
wait. Yeah. Okay. I do remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
wow.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. We'll touch on more of that later. But the Hyans Awards, we're gonna go into more detail about what that is whenever we get closer to that date, and I'll type up a whole like a legitimate meaning for what that is for us. But it's basically at the top of the year we have a little award ceremony, and we usually give a movie that we watch this award. Yeah. And so that's going to be the top of the new year, where it's going to be for reasons, and like I'll describe it more later, but just that way, you know, the first of the new year is going to be that award ceremony where we're going to talk about a certain movie that we felt like deserves this award because it either subverted our expectations or was better than we thought it was, or you know, whatever it may be. And we're going to dedicate an episode to that. But in between those kind of things, I'm hoping to have Ethan on either that last episode of this year or the first one of next year, or maybe both, and then be able to talk to him for a little bit, because there's some fun things I want to
definitely
chat with him about. So yeah. I am excited for the end of the year. I think it's going to be fun, and I'm excited about it. Oh. And then I don't know when this is going to come out, but apparently our buddy Dakota is back in town.
Making a return.
So because of the fact that we're at the year's end and we already have basically the next 3 weeks planned, he may be closer to like the actual like middle January point. Right. But that's okay. I'm still happy to have him, and we've been meaning to get a little bit ahead. So the fact that we have so many potential episodes and all that kind of stuff makes me really excited.
It's going to be nice.
With this next year, I do want to try some different things. I know I've said it before on this show. I've said this before in different ways, but specifically with this show, there are some things on the back end that I wanted to change and want to make better.
Yes.
I want to do more of this. So I like this a lot. But anyways, have any final words before we rock out?
I'm going to go with blurg.
I'm going to go with
Yeah, maybe a little cheese boogie.
Cheese boogie.
Hot dog.
All right. Well, for anybody looking to reach out to us or find us, we have a Linktree /Ian Wolf where you can find all the links and everything like that. Or you could, you could just type in The Aftermath on all the major podcasting platforms. On Spotify specifically, they have a way for you on an episode for you to send feedback to us at the bottom. If you're listening to an episode and you click on it, you can scroll down where like the description is and stuff. There's a little place where you can like send your thoughts, send your feedback.
Yeah. If you are so inclined.
Send us some questions, send us some things. And I'll read those, and I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But anyways,
dude, mailbag,
yeah, dude. bail mag. I want to have a mailbag. That'd be fun.
That'd be interesting and dangerous.
Yeah. But anyways, until next week, thank you so much for listening.
See you.
Bye-bye.